We're down by Cheyenne Mountain getting ready for our next Empty Stocking Fun tour. We are here at Tessa. Come on with us. Let's take a look inside.
Dear Tessa, just letting you know that 4 years ago today, I became a survivor. I walked through Tessa's doors, and a village of people helped me, change my life, and helped me to really see myself. I think of you often. You are a true inspiration. Please pass on my continual thanks and admiration to all who support me on my journey. I know you will. Tessa is very important to me. A day doesn't go by that through my journaling and music, I spread the news on domestic violence. Love you, Anne.
Hello, hello. She's practicing.
Hi.
This is Sherry LaBoyles, our executive director.
Hi.
Yes.
Jon Eddy. So
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Is that we're getting to walk into literally places that people don't see, and to say hi to some of the most important places in our community. And people may see and hear about Tessa, but they may not know what you do and why it's so important. Can you tell us a little bit about Tessa and what it is that you do in this building?
Sure. So Tessa is the only organization serving this community. We serve both El Paso and Teller counties. We're the only organization with the mission that is focused on domestic violence and sexual assault. So we serve 10,000 victims of domestic violence and sexual assault every year. The police actually respond to even more calls than that. So it is a really widespread problem throughout the community. We serve 10,000 victims through various programs. And then we also have education and outreach programming to engage the community, because we want the community to be partners with us, both in terms of providing services to victims, but also in having a conversation about how we can end domestic violence and sexual assault, how we can reduce those numbers. And so we really look for the community to get involved with us in different ways.
Well, the 10,000 number is, first off, it's an unfortunately large number. It's an astounding thing that you are able to handle that volume, and then looking for ways to reduce it. How is it that you are working with the community to take that 10,000 number and decrease it?
Well, we already have been providing presentations throughout the community. We have connections with the media, and so we're certainly always wanting to communicate with them when we have opportunities to share information that might inform the public, that might educate the public. But next year is our 40th anniversary. We were founded in 1977, and so we're really looking at doing some special things next year to engage the community. One of the projects that we have on our plate is doing what we're calling a prevention summit. We're bringing key leaders from around the community together to come up with a plan. So we aren't just saying, here's the plan and we think this is what you should do, but we're bringing people together to come up with a plan. And so we have the mayor involved, we have Kyle Hibble from LMR Foundation, and Dan May and Chancellor Pam Shockley-Zalabak are all the three co-chairs of the summit. And I think that's going to be a very exciting program that we do. And then we also have some plans just to engage even men, because this isn't just a women's issue. I think sometimes we think of it as a people think of it that way, but we're talking about interpersonal violence, and so men and women are in relationships together, and so it really is about both men and women working on these issues. So we want to do some things to involve men too.
What have you found is the largest challenge in taking your mission to assist those who've been assaulted and abused, and to not only assist them, but to be respectful of their privacy and their interactions with the world? What have you found have been the challenges that you've had to overcome to render that assistance?
There's certainly a lot of challenges in working with domestic violence and sexual assault victims and just working on these issues. Some of the main challenges would be some of the mythology, some of the beliefs that people have about who a domestic violence victim is. Of course, people ask, why doesn't she or he leave? It's predominantly, women are victims, but there are men victims, and people ask, what's wrong with them versus what's wrong with the person doing the abuse. And then you see that with sexual assault too, where there's what we call victim blaming of, what were they wearing? It's unbelievable to me that still gets asked, but it does. Were they drinking? Were they alone? So there's a lot of mythology about people bringing these kinds of crimes onto themselves instead of holding people who do them accountable. And so that's something we really want to shift. And we want people to understand too that leaving isn't always the answer right then, because that's the most dangerous time for people. You're most likely to see homicides and these suicide murders when someone has said they're leaving or they have left a relationship. So they're very dangerous, and we want people to understand these are complicated cases, and it's not just cut and dry and black and white for everybody who's involved.
Just the mainstream is a little bit different in how things are dramatized and overwhelmed.
Right.
And I'm sure they see things as learning the correct way is difficult. So how many counselors do you have addressing that? How many counselors do you have that go to schools, and what districts do they serve here in the Springs?
We'll appreciate that we need the funding because we have.
Well, we're working on it.
because our children's program only has 3 staff members.
Okay.
And then we have 3 counselors, and we have a total staff of 40.
Okay.
And of course, the vast majority of them are program staff. But
Sure.
we have a number who work in Safe House because it's 24/7, so we have to staff it 24/7. And then some of our advocacy programs, like the hospital advocacy, is 24/7.
Okay.
And so we're pretty heavy in the advocacy program at the courthouse, the hospital, here in the main office. So we absolutely, with funding, we absolutely can do more with children. We can do more to help people with their legal issues, because there's a lot of legal barriers to getting out of relationships. And then we want to provide more counseling.
So the takeaways here that tessacs.org to get everyone involved and learning what's going on, and if they need services from what's going on in this building, and to help out in this building and really making our community a stronger place, fillanemptystocking.org and get this program going this year.
Yeah.
Any last things that you want to?
I feel like I covered everything. Don't you, Becky?
Yes, the only other thing that I usually stick in is that if you see something, say something. That we can't all be non-active bystanders, so somebody has to stand up.
Yeah, right. So you don't have to volunteer to make a difference. You could just be in the community, and if you see something, say something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of us can make a difference that way.
Just don't be passive in letting things happen to people.
Yes. And we see that, especially on college campuses, if you're seeing something at a party, step in.
Yeah.
Or anywhere. That's just an example.
Here's to that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right.